Morning, all. Today's draft prospect that I'll be taking a look at is Ridly Greig. So, Ridley is the son of Mark Greig. You may remember Mark from playing hockey or from coaching hockey, one or the other. Ridley, same height as his dad, 5'11", but he's 159 pounds. He's going to need to add some weight to get to the NHL, you have to think. But he's one of the younger players in this draft class. So again, depending on scouts, you may see a scout saying, "Hey, he's going to fill out. He's going to be a really good, solid NHL player." You may see others saying, "I'd love to take him, but we need to see more." So he's number 14 on the hockey prospect list. He's number 14 on Central Scouting among North American skaters. Elite Prospects has him at 83rd, and Bob McKenzie has him at 24th. So I'll say late first round pick. Why not Colorado? Right? So his strengths is a lot of them, and he's pretty even across the board. Very, very decent player, and again, we may be seeing somebody who at the very least becomes a bottom six forward in the NHL and still has that top six potential as well. His strengths: teamwork, speed, agility, puck handling, passing, acceleration. It's also noteworthy that the offensive and defensive parts of his game are rated evenly. So this is a very good all-around player who just probably needs to add a few pounds before he's going to be able to push for a roster spot, and probably needs to be a bit older as well. Again, one of the younger players in his draft class. Played on the under-18 team rather than the World Junior team this year. So he will probably be on Canada's World Junior team next year, should we have a World Junior Championship this coming winter. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he does there. He creates pressure on the forecheck. He's a tenacious worker. So he's not a guy who wows you with the overall skill level from all the scouting reports I read. It's more of the effort wins you over. Very good hands. Needs to work on some consistency. Again, being younger than others in his draft class can be part of that. And we'll see. They see him as a top six in the NHL if he works on both the consistency and if he adds another gear skating wise. So he may just be a step behind when it comes to being a top six player in both the consistency side of it and the skating side of it. But again, there's a team somewhere that's going to take a flyer on him that we may look back in time and say, "Hey, good pick," or "That's right, he was Mark's kid," right? So we'll see whether or not Greg ends up being an NHL level player or not. And I have to say, I like the first name Ridley. I like the way it's spelled without the E in it. That's kind of cool. It's different. I always like it when somebody has a first name that looks a little different. It's a little bit different, but not weird. You guys know what I mean, the weird one. Apple, stuff like that. Skills just average, but he's a tireless worker, and he's a pain in the butt to play against. I think that was the best quote I saw from a scout about him. Basically, and that's it in a nutshell. That he's not going to wow you with his skill level on most shifts, but the effort and his play away from the puck makes him a very good pick. Plays with an attitude, and he has a chance to be drafted in the top 25. While there are others who feel that maybe he falls a little bit further, he may end up outside the first round. He may get drafted late in the first round. We'll see. Last year, playing for Brandon in the WHL, 63 games played, 14 goals, 21 assists, 35 points. This season, for Brandon, 56 games played, 26 goals, 34 assists, 60 points. 26 of those points are on the power play. So he's very good on special teams, and he had points in his last 8 games played. So he's on an 8-game point streak when everything shut down. So again, he's one of those players who was picking it up as the season went along. His numbers were getting better, and then the world comes to an end, and he ends up being one of those guys that you say, now, if he'd had the rest of the season, could he have moved further up the rankings of this year's draft? What might have happened? So it'll be interesting to see where Ridley ends up going and who ends up taking him. Again, I went with Colorado because why not? Once you're down to this part of the draft, you're not looking at whether or not the guy's going to play right away, when he's going to play. It's just you're looking for best player available. And I would think that at some point in time at that draft table, there's going to be a team that says, "Hey, this guy fell to us. We've got to take him because we think he's got the skill level to make it." And again, the effort is going to win fans over. So there you go. We'll see where he ends up going and to who. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, especially fans in Brandon. Let me know what you thought of Ridly Greig this year. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And hey, thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.